And that is a quote from the Menehune.
And this is Jen.
And this is Becky.
And this is Too Close to Home.
Welcome. So this week, we're going to go back to last week's episode, and we're going to talk about one of the two shadow people in Hawaii. The first one was the night marchers, which we told you we previously covered. Hopefully, you went back and listened to that. So now you...
If not, we are only judging you a little bit. Go back.
Learn. Educate yourself. I think 57.
It's in the 50s.
Or 57.
You know what? Listen to all of them again, just to be sure.
Exactly.
Boost those numbers for us.
Start back at 1 and just go. Go with it till you find it.
Then you'll be like, wow, those bitches have really progressed.
Yes.
And gotten so
much
professional.
Better. So today's cryptid / folklore legend is going to relate to last week's episode regarding the disappearance of Dalen. I want to clarify early in this episode that this is in no way to make fun of his disappearance or belittle it.
No.
If you know anything about the Hawaiian people, their beliefs, these are not just stories to them. It is part of their heritage and culture. I love writing on Hawaiian and indigenous people because there are so many sources. Mm-hmm. The different folklore are not just stories, but they are real. And honestly, who is to say they aren't real? If people can believe getting polio helps your immune system, then I can believe in Bigfoot and anything else I want.
Yeah, exactly.
I find these different folklore cryptids and legends absolutely fascinating. I'm not sure if it's because I need a break from this cold, harsh world, or if it's because I like to believe in something unseen, something mythical, something magical. Becoming an adult sucks.
It really does.
And in so many ways, with the exception of eating dessert when I want, there's nothing good about it. My soul longs to live in a different time, a time where family and community were family and community. You sat around a fire and ate a meal you planted, grew, plucked, and cooked. You ate together while you shared stories of your culture, not thumbed through TikToks, unaware of people who are even around you. And when I say this, I mean, I personally walk 0.4 miles on a sky bridge to my work area every day. That's not counting the walk outside. And when I walk on this sky bridge, there are countless people walking on their phones. And I like to play what I call people chicken with them.
See if they're going to run into you?
You goddamn right. I do not get out of the way. And I'll be walking with a coworker and they're like, Becky, move. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. When they look up and decide to watch where they're going, I will move. Because what they also like to do is veer, like the people on the road do, side to side. So it doesn't matter if you move because you're constantly trying to dodge them. So no, we're going to play people chicken. And they run into me a lot. And I make sure I throw my shoulder out so they run into my shoulder, not me directly. And then they're like, oh, it's right. I understand
how people are like walking and using their phones at the same time. I can't even have a conversation with you and look at my phone at the same time. I'm sorry.
I can't either.
And then also, like, I went to a conference in Atlanta years and years and years ago, and the lady was speaking at the conference was a rape survivor, and she recounted her story, and the first thing she said was, ladies, I don't care what you're doing. Don't look at your phone. Don't look in your purse. Don't look for your keys. Have that shit ready before you walk out because they're waiting for the moment of you not looking. So since then, you won't catch me slipping.
And it's true. It really is true. As I state here, the day that I wrote this, I was sitting at a lunch table at the back entrance of my work, and an employee started walking over to the table I was at. She pulled out a chair and she sat down. She looked up and had herself a little jump scare because she didn't even know I was at the table because she was that into her phone.
Jesus.
And I just started laughing because I'm watching her. And I don't care. It was a 6-person table. You're welcome to sit at the table with me and eat. But how about you pay the fuck attention to what is going on? All I could think when she did this was, this is prime time hunting for serial killers because you hoes ain't paying attention to nothing.
That's just easy pickings, baby. All they have to do is roll up with their little kid van and just, boop, there you go.
Exactly. So now that I've went on my little rant, we can get into the story. I just want it to really not come across as though me covering this and talking about one of the possibilities of Dalen is me poking fun, because I'm not. I really do love this stuff.
Yes.
So per many articles, the Menehune are a mythological race of dwarf people in Hawaii tradition who are said to live deep in the forests and hidden valleys of the Hawaii Islands, hidden and far away from the human settlements. If you look into Hawaii research, some cite the Menehune as being recorded as a true race of people. During a census in 1820, 65 Menehune identified themselves as living in Wahanu Kahune. We're going to go with it.
Solid. I think you got it right the first time. Here you go.
There are also stories of them being mythical, so I will dive into both.
Ooh.
It is estimated that Hawaii was first occupied by humans in 300 to 800 CE in the Kananuse, having traveled from the Marquesas Islands. They landed on Hawaii Big Island. A second wave of people arrived in 1100, and these people were from Tahiti. They are considered
so there was like no one on the island.
Except the Menehune.
Yeah, exactly. But that's wild. I guess I just didn't even think about it. I just thought they'd always been there, like, since the island had been there. But it doesn't make sense because they are, it's a volcano chain, and volcanoes just make islands sometimes like that.
Exactly. There's a lot of Japanese people as well. Apparently when they would travel, they traveled in boat and by stars and winds and whatnot. Back in the day, they didn't have, GPS navigators. A lot of Japanese people would end up on the island unintentionally.
Oh.
So a lot of these people came to the island.
I talk about a happy accident.
But yeah. Just by chance.
We landed in Hawaii. Bummer, guys.
So a lot of the history describes the Tahiti people as invaders who took over the island. But according to the legend of the Menehune, they were here before either of those two groups arrived. Per some, they were not peculiar beings with miraculous powers like the traditional dwarfs in fairy tales and sci-fi that we hear of today. According to Catherine Lumala, the Menehune were a separate people who already arrived in Hawaii before those ancestors who came from Tahiti and the Marquesas. They were stout, dark-skinned, and skilled in construction. In Kahiki, the ancestral homeland, their birthplace, they were called Menehune and belonged to a subservient class. They were believed to be destitute of mana, which is spiritual power, magical power.
Ma'am, I'm a nerd. Mana is mana. It's mana in games too. I think JJ's going to listen to this and he's going to be like, that little smile he does, like, I know what mana is.
So what you're telling me is you just fact checked me and I was correct.
I mean, I've never known you to be wrong.
Thank you. And thus the name Menehune, but they spelled it different, M-A-N-A, and it has changed over time to M-E-N-E, Hune.
Oh, okay.
The legend states that if they were seen working, they would immediately cease all work, leaving it unfinished and retreat to the forest. In Hawaii, the pronunciation changed and became Menehune, the people famed for their construction abilities.
Oh, yeah. They don't like the micromanaging. That's what we discussed last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd be saying, like, put my shit down. Like, you know what? You're here. I'm here for a reason. Okay.
Exactly.
You hired me well, you didn't hire me. I was already living here for a reason.
And let me check my contract. Yes, I don't believe that I agreed to judgment.
I'm taking my shit home. Bye. Peace.
The Alekoko Fishpond at Niamalu is one of the feats of wonder of the Menehune. Per other Hawaii legend many centuries ago, the Menehune were a mischievous group of small people or dwarfs who lived hidden in the forests and the valleys. Both versions of the legend, that they were real people, truly people who were recorded in the census, and the ones who believed that they're mythological and powerful, both agree that they were the first settlers who arrived from Polynesia, and that these Menehune who roamed deep in the forest at night were said to be about 2 feet tall, although some say as small as 6 inches. So
wow.
They're giving me Smurf vibes.
Yeah.
They're little tiny builders.
I was thinking like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like those kind of guys.
That's too big.
That's way too big. We're talking
big.
about like the rescuers or something, like the borrowers, not the rescuers, the borrowers. Like the little tiny, the Indian in the cupboard size.
Exactly. God, I forgot all about that. Some small enough, obviously, it's 6 inches to fit into the palm of a hand.
But you know what? It's what you do with that 6 inches. I'm sorry, I'm childish.
Yes, you are. They enjoyed dancing, singing, archery, and their favorite foods were bananas and fish.
And you know what? I bet you Hawaii's got a lot of that.
So I watched a lot of different videos of people talk about them. There again is a lot to research about them because a lot of the Hawaiian cultural sites talk about them. And there was some that said they think that what happened was this. So obviously any folklore cryptid starts from an oral tradition and then advances on to written and so on and so forth. And a lot of them are like, what we think happened is during the transition to writing it down, people got it confused with all the Japanese that arrived because they're really short and dark skinned.
Damn, they gotta come for the Japanese like that?
I was like, that's rude.
That's rude. But it could be possible.
And they said, they came and they did a lot of things that we had never seen as far as
and
the
you know
skills that they had.
The Japanese are highly fucking skilled at building things.
They are. And that's what they said. They were like, they were so skilled at building things and they came here by accident, a lot of them, and they were shorter in stature and dark skinned toned that we think maybe people got it fucked up and it was just Japanese people. And I'm like, okay. But I like the magical stuff. So
I like the magical part.
Stop making sense.
Will you take that logic and throw it promptly outside that fucking door? Thank you.
Thank you. Back to the fairies and elves, which is where I want to be. And I just get such Smurf vibes from them.
It really
Singing, dancing, doing archery, building shit, tiny.
Just like community.
Dark skinned. They were blue.
They were blue. Yeah.
I mean, if it makes sense, it makes sense, right?
Sense.
Thank you.
That's the best ever. Like, they believe it might have been the Japanese.
I know. I was like,
that's going to be my excuse now from here on out. And some say they believe it might have been the Japanese who were responsible for this.
Now, the Menehune have also been known to use magic arrows to pierce the heart of angry people, igniting feelings of love instead. And I'm going to need them to do that to me. Because I don't have a lot of feelings of love in my heart.
Oh, and, I don't know if JJ could handle it, though.
He would probably
He would be like, who switched my wife?
Is this a body snatchers thing?
Are you about to murder me? Is it now? Have I done it?
He would take me to the mental hospital and drop me off because he'd be like, she finally broke.
She's it. This is it.
She finally broke.
There goes my sugar mama.
And again, this is an excellent example of why I love folklore. Good stuff instead of the horrible shit we see every day. They just walking around trying to make people happy and love one another.
Exactly. It's a positive outcome.
So much better than us intentionally trying to poke the bear and piss people off that we do today.
This legend has been around since legends have been around, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that maybe like some of these things have been used over time? Like the story, like it makes me think of Cupid.
Yeah.
Cupid shoots you in your heart, and like I don't know, just there's a lot of things that like remind me of other little things.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, it's so funny how these little things can be seeds for something else.
And they said they've been compared a lot to leprechauns too, because leprechauns run away if you see them, and they're little tiny dark skinned creatures running around too.
Exactly.
So
speaking of which, because Arbok Talk, I think that's how you say his name. He was an Irish legend that was a vampire. Some say the first purported vampire of all time, and that Bram Stoker had heard the legend and then just melded it with
for sure,
Vlad the Dracul, and then this it's like all those little things, those little seeds of truth. It's all coming together.
It is. If we're not anything, we're woke.
You're damn right.
They also enjoy cliff diving, and according to local lore, they were smart, extremely strong, and excellent craftsmen.
All I thought in my brain was like, they dive off and only 6 inches tall.
Sometimes you think it was a fish that jumped in the water. It wasn't. It was a Menehune.
It's the Menehune.
I'm here for it. Bloop. I'm like, shit, did y'all just see that Menehune? He jumped off that cliff over there.
It's because y'all was looking. Turn your judgmental eyes.
Everybody turn their back.
Just be real quick. Back forth.
They, again, were rarely seen by human eyes, and they are credited with mighty feats of engineering and overnight construction. Because they would do this shit in a night, too. Both versions
of the... I'm just kidding. The Amish are fast builders, dog.
They are. Well, these guys used all natural stuff, too.
Yeah.
Both versions of the legend agree they were industrious master builders who used their great strength to build temples, fish ponds, roads, canoes, and houses. One such structure they are believed to have built is the Kikiaola, also known as the Menehune Ditch, a historical irrigation ditch that funnels water from the river on Kahue. Along with the earlier mentioned Alekoko Fishpond, archaeologists estimate this to be over 1,000 years old. It is the oldest fish pond on the island, and it was added to the historical registry in 1973. Not only was it added to the historical registry in 1973, it was added and put that the Menehune built it.
You're damn right.
The history registry of the island, they say the Menehune did this shit.
That Menehune, they put respect on it.
They did. They was
on
like,
the Hune.
No. We're not about taking credit for somebody else's work.
No, we ain't. The
Menehune did it.
That's
and
right.
that was just crazy almost to me because I'm like,
They'd be like if I was in England and they said the Pixies did Stonehenge and be like, you know what? Sure. No one's here to complain. I love the thought. I don't want to live in a world where Pixies can't build Stonehenge.
And nobody is going to be able to come and say, that's false. I was there because no, you weren't.
No, you weren't. But the Menehune were.
That's right. They have quite a few of their historical places and things on the registry credited to the Menehune.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
But it's like this deep reverent respect, like you were talking about at the beginning, that they have for their home and nature and all those beautiful, mystical, magical things that come with it.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I love it. It is said that they built the Alekoko Fishpond for a princess and her brother. The shy but strong group lined up in a double row, which stretched 25 miles. The workers passed stones hand to hand to build the pond. They worked at night as so not to be seen by others, cutting, transporting, and fitting the stones for their project in a long bucket brigade. If they were discovered, remember their work would have to be abandoned. The Menehune were promised no one would watch them at night work, which was carried out after dark. However, one night, the royal siblings snuck up and watched the thousands of Menehune at work, only to fall asleep. At sunrise, the Menehune discovered them and turned them into stone pillars that can still be seen in the mountains above the fish pond.
Oh shit, they fucked around and they found out. You don't fuck around with the Menehune.
And I'm like, I love it that there's some statues of these bitches turned to stone right above the pond.
Exactly.
I'm here for it. I believe it. It's all true.
You know what? Let this be a warning to the rest of you that you keep your eyes averted when the Menehune come on their way.
That's right.
Okay? They got shit to do.
And if you fuck with them, they will fuck back. And then they'll go dive off a cliff.
Here's another nerd thing that I just thought about was like, it made me think of Bilbo Baggins and the rest of the dwarves when they were captured by the trolls, and they argued until sunup and the trolls turned into stone.
Oh, perfect. That was their trap, wasn't it?
And that's where they were. Bill was like, that's where they still are. That's what you do. You fuck around, you find out.
That's right.
For the Menehune and Bilbo Baggins.
Interrupted by the sun, the Menehune left 2 gaps in the fish pond well. Many generations later, Chinese settlers filled the gaps to raise mullet, but the stonework that closed the gap was far inferior to that of the mystical Menehune. So when they came years later and filled it in, they were like,
how the fuck did you do this?
Yeah, like how the fuck did they make the rest of this? Because that shit's like real good, and we
have
can't
you heard
figure
of
it
the
out.
Coral Castle?
Mm-mm.
So, in I think it's Homestead, Florida. I'm not exactly sure. It's to the west of Miami. There is this guy who was I think he was Lithuanian, and he fell in love with this girl that was 18, and he was like in his 40s, and shit didn't work out. So he ended up somehow in the Keys, and he built the Coral Castle, and he did it all by himself. And he was like, I think he was shorter than you, Becky.
Oh.
And they even like a little cutout of him and everything. But there are these huge slabs of coral brick. You know what I'm talking about? Like in Florida has like coquina shells. And they had, he had created this wall thing, and it had a perfect hole down this slab of coral where you could just point your finger on it and it would rotate around. And nobody could figure out. Like, it's broken since then, and they still haven't figured out how to fix it. That nobody knows.
Wow. He
would do it at night, and nobody knows how he was able to lift all these things. And he created like a Florida-shaped table with chairs.
Oh, cool.
It's just this magnificent thing, but it's a mystery. Nobody knows how. And everybody who has come since then to try to figure it out or try to fix it has yet to be able to do it.
Yeah, because sometimes the problem with all the technology and the knowledge and the easy access to everything that we have is we stopped relying on our brain so much. Well, what did somebody do before? And we try to look it up. You know, I always say frustration is the mother of invention. When you're frustrated is when you're going to figure out how to make this work. And back then, people had to just figure out how to make it work with what they had.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've lost large part of our critical thinking, being able to do that with everything that we have handed to us.
Mm-hmm.
Because, unless you're like me and I need to put this nail in the wall and I don't have a hammer, I'm going to find something to do.
Yeah, we going to figure it out.
Might be my boot, might be my water bottle, but we'll find something.
It's going to get hammered today. Also, let us talk about like the consistency here that they're also tiny. And so was he, this little guy. Was he a descendant?
Oh.
He said he was Lithuanian, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
Might have to write a short little episode on him.
I might.
I like when we connect the dots of our episodes.
I know. Like, this is fun because we're harken back to the last episode and night markers and everything. I love this.
Love it.
So coming together.
Us. I love it for us.
It's a great plan that we never made.
The most famous of the Menehune work is the Kikiaola Ditch. It is an irrigation ditch and it is about 7,000 feet in length. It is used for irrigating taro root. This was built under a directive from King Ola of Waimehe. I got to phonetically put it out and then try to put those phonetics together.
What? First of all, you're doing it this time, not even letting your computer.
I know.
I'm like, you are on it.
Today.
You are sharp as fuck
Just
today.
I don't know about that.
It'll be another 6 to 8 months. Business months at that.
After this episode, we'll be going back to the computer making the pronunciations for me. Don't you worry.
But you know what? That's one of my favorites too, is when you like pick it up to your microphone and then hit the button. Hey, that computer's never got it wrong, has it?
Using the Oh, I'm sure it does. I never said it was going to be accurate by letting him read it. Just so we're going to see what he can do with it.
You know what? Let them be mad at the computer and not you, right?
That's right. Sorry, AI fucked up again.
God damn it, AI.
So while it is called a ditch, it is far superior to a ditch. It transported water from the level of the river. I don't know why it says the level of the river. It transported water above the level of the river.
Oh, okay. Again, not accurate. See, you were right. And I've never known you to be wrong.
Thank you. It turns a corner at a cliff's edge and is made from jointed stone dry masonry that isn't like anything else in the area. The stones are cut with squared off smooth edges and they fit together very tightly without using any mortar. The ditch is first mentioned in writing in 1792 in the diary of Captain George Vancouver, who traveled through the valley that year. I said this year. Yeah. He came back in time and was like, let me see how that ditch holding up.
Somebody called Doc in the DeLorean.
Based on his writing, him and his crew were quite impressed with the structure. They wrote, end quote, as we proceeded, our attention was arrested by an object that greatly excited our admiration, and at once put an end to all conjecture on the means to which the natives resorted for the watering of their plantations. And first of all, can I just say, as I was reading and writing this up, I'm like, excuse me, white man. The plantations are back in the United States. I don't know that there were plantations. Maybe I'm just thinking plantations in the way of plantations. Maybe they still called them in plantations in Hawaii, but they weren't slave plantations. Oh, they were? Okay, well, look at that. Yeah. Never mind.
But you know what? I love that you're like, the Hawaiians, they won't slave people. It probably wasn't the Hawaiians. It was probably people who were transplanted. But you know what?
I think every culture had slavery in some form or another.
Yeah.
Whether they called them slaves or servants or whatnot.
Just like the, what was it? The British, they enslaved the Irish at some point. Yeah. So as somebody's slave.
Hawaii, I thought higher of you. I doubted that you guys did that. So
I can't look at a pineapple the same.
I can't either. Haven't been able to for a while, but I really can now. Back to his quotes. A lofty perpendicular cliff now presented itself, which by rising immediately from the river would have effectively stopped our future progress into the country had it not been for an exceedingly well-constructed wall of stone and clay about 24 feet high, raised from the bottom by the side of the cliff, which not only served as a pass into the country, but also as an aqueduct to convey the water brought thither by great labor from a considerable distance. That's how you know it's not me. I don't use the word thither. The place where the river descends from the mountains, affording the planters an abundant stream for the purpose to which it is so advantageously applied. So that's 1792 that ditch was there.
That's crazy, though.
I know, isn't it?
Like, that's just very impressive. Like, anything honestly built before the modern age and before industrialization that took really just the backs and sweat of people and ingenuity.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. What people did in Greece and Egypt and in Hawaii, the Menehune. Like, it's impressive.
It is impressive. In the 1800s, Menehune Ditch began to be used in reference to the ditch. So they stopped calling it the original name and started calling it the Menehune because they were like, you know what? We got to put some respect on this.
That's right. Menehune.
That's right. There are places of the ditch missing after construction of a road done in 1920. Construction workers and residents took pieces of the stonework to use for other purposes with disregard for historical preservation.
These motherfuckers.
Them motherfuckers built these stones out there back in hands, and then they come and they're like, you know what? This would be great to keep Bingo from getting out of the fence. Clink, 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 clink. Like, that's literally what I could see someone doing, pulling one up and going to like block a hole in their fence for their dog.
It's like when you go to Gettysburg, there's I did an episode about this whole area, but there's graffiti from like the 1800s on the rocks still. Like, people just be doing shit that they don't even care about no history.
You know, some things never change.
They don't ever change.
Another description that has been passed down in local folklore of the three Menehune is Anahuno, and he was in the forest on the north side of a crater on Maui. The three Menehune called Halalulu, Molawa, and Ilu, they were all well known because they possessed very unusual powers. Halalulu means to tremble, and it seemed like this little man was always cold. But his magic gift was that whenever he would start shaking, he would become invisible and could travel anywhere without being detected.
Oh, I thought he was about to go for Elsa, like the cold never bothered him anyways.
No, not
I thought he was going to shake up a snowstorm, and I was like, I love that for them.
But I like it better that I could just go and transport wherever I needed to be. I'm not mad at that. I'm not.
Do you like land and you're also like a cool down?
Maybe. Ilu in Hawaii means quick and nimble. And whenever he moved...
So not me.
No. He was so quick that he disappeared and no one could follow him. Maloha's, this is you and I, name means lazy. But what most people didn't know was that whenever he appeared to be sleeping or lazy, his magical self became imperceptible and he would go around the island and do good deeds. And that sounds like us. I was not napping. I was resting so my spiritual self could go do good things.
Exactly. I was projecting.
Yes.
And you just don't understand how tedious and exhausting that can be. Okay.
Exactly.
That took every brain cell that I have. And I've burned up quite a few in my lifetime.
So do not disturb me when I'm resting. I'm spreading good deeds.
Just doing the Lord, the Menehune's work.
There we go.
Doing the Menehune's work. You know what I mean?
The legend has run wild with tourism, and there is even a Menehune trail on the Disney property in Hawaii.
Oh, I love that.
The Menehune experience is as follows. Solve riddles, search for the statues, and discover enchantment at every turn along the Menehune Adventure Trail. Here, the legend of the Menehune comes to life. This interactive treasure hunt is complimentary to guests staying at the resort. How it works. To get started, check out a special tablet at the Pauhana Community Center located on the first floor. Then set forth on your adventure. The tablet will play videos and display interactive clues as you walk along the trail. At certain spots, you'll see scenery come to life when you answer a clue correctly. Along the way, you'll learn about the Menehune, the legendary little people of Hawaii known for their magical powers and mischief. And I love that even at their resort, we're going to do their cultural stuff and you can learn about it as you go along.
See, I wasn't too far off with Moana. Disney was somewhere involved.
You were. See? You knew. You knew because you're never wrong.
I'm never. Thank you.
And
I feel seen.
honestly, it just sounds like another reason for me to visit Disney properties since I'm Disney obsessed. And if you haven't noticed the common theme, I'm also magic obsessed. So, David Copperfield, go ahead and hit your girl up and do a show for me. Even though the Menehune were said to be displaced when the first settlers arrived in Hawaii, some still believe that the Menehune are roaming the islands, carrying out tricks on people. The important takeaway is that the Menehune started from oral history that was slowly added to books and articles. Facts easily and purposefully get twisted.
Mm-hmm.
When featured in shows, the lore is upped at times to cause entertainment. Why they could be possibly related to the disappearance of Dalen, I have no idea. Maybe because they are small and dark-skinned, and if you see them, you are turned to stone. I don't know. But I will end the story with some fun facts. Because I'm stealing Jimmy's light. Fun facts. The Menehune were sighted according to the documentary series Finding Bigfoot episode Hawaii's Littlefoot.
Oh,
and I'm here for
you did there.
And I'm here for Hawaii's Littlefoot.
I am too.
Menehune are featured in popular trading card game MetaZoo Cryptid Nation. If you see a Menehune, it's said to be good luck, but you cannot tell anyone. So, are the Menehune real? While there's little to no scientific evidence of their existence, the Menehune are an important part of Hawaiian folklore. And interesting, like I said, an 1820 census listed 65 people as Menehune.
I identify as Menehune.
The prevailing theory, whichever way you choose to look at it, is that Menehune people are distant relatives. They are a true race, and they are indeed family. And that's how Hawaii feels about it. And I'm here for it because, what does Lilo and Stitch say?
Ohana means family.
And family means nobody gets left behind.
That's right. I was like, wait a second. Hold on.
I saw you going, why did bitch put me on the spot? I don't remember. Some sources are Koala News. I know I said that wrong. www.2hawaii.com legends. Cryptids Fandom, podcast, Stuff You Missed in History Class, and Disney Menehune Adventure Trail. That podcast, Stuff You Missed in History Class, is 2 chicks, and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to have to add them to my podcast rotation.
That's the one thing, like, I feel like history was lost on me in my youth, and it's much more exciting now, and I go like, oh, that's just crazy, because I've had some life under my belt, you know what I mean?
Right?
And now I get it. And I get it.
I feel like there are vibe because one of the girls doing it, she went to Hawaii, and while she was there, she had seen some stuff about the Menehune, so she asked the locals, and so while she was on her vacation, she was also going around finding out about the Menehune, and she said it's become so popular in tourism that you just about can't go anywhere, that there's not like little Menehune figurines you can buy, Menehune blankets, sweaters, you name it. It's like everywhere in Hawaii, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to add it to, we're going to go see the Menehune Ditch while we're there, and I'm going to need a Menehune figurine and hoodie.
Exactly. Say less. I love the whole, I love this, like, still the confusion about that it could be the Japanese people.
I know.
And there's like, this Japanese little tribe that's just hanging out on this part of Hawaii that maybe nobody's noticed, and they're pissed off that they're not getting their due because it's the Menehune. It's us!
Exactly. Exactly.
That was so well done. I love that.
Thank you.
I'm always down for a cryptid. We really enjoy those.
And they're a break from the dark stuff that we cover.
Mm-hmm.
And they're funny. And you do, whether they're true or they're not true, almost every one of them comes from the history of the area or the land or the people. And I enjoy that part of it.
The Night Marchers, they were the one, they also responsible, like, they would make you disappear, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that was more of a night marcher.
Me too.
Because when I look at the leaf size compared to this man, I don't know what size these leaves, but I mean, it can't be bigger than a foot, right?
Right.
And they're only supposed to be 6 inches to a foot.
2 feet.
2 feet at most. And that thing was much bigger, much, much bigger.
Agreed.
And the Menehune would never do them like that. Okay. They're busy
they
building
sound good,
shit.
right?
They're shooting arrows at people's heart trying to do positive things. Okay. Little baby cupids, basically.
I guess maybe if you're hoping that his disappearance is positively related, you're like, I'm going to hope he's with the Menehune.
That's true.
And not the Night Marchers.
I want
him out there learning to build shit, and he just found their life better.
Yeah. And I'm just a Menehune now.
Yeah. Maybe part of it was they had to magically make him tiny because they can't be seen.
Exactly. And that's why they couldn't find him.
Knock on wood. Hope that's what happened. Hope
That's
he's out
right,
there
well,
living his
but-
best life.
They get what I mean. Well, you guys don't forget to find us on our socials, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Don't forget to let us know about your own too close to home stories. Find us, like us, subscribe to us, leave us a rating. Positive, I hope. Okay. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know why you would say negative things about me.
I don't
Or
either.
Becky. We're practically fucking angels. And don't forget to check out our merch. That's right.
Yes.
And if you're really tired, don't forget to check out
Yes.
our Debbie energy drinks that we're being sponsored. Debbie.gg is the website. TCTH for 10% off. Good, clean, jitterless energy.
Yes.
And until next time,
Stay safe.
keep your head on a swivel.
And don't bring it too close to home unless it's the Menehune to do some DIY projects at your
You
house.
really do. Like they like nobody knows how to do it like the Menehune.
They don't.
They don't.
Nope.
Bye. If you enjoyed this episode of Too Close to Home, don't forget to rate and subscribe to us on most platforms. Follow us on our social media at Too Close Home Pod on Facebook, at Too Close Podcast on Instagram, or if you have your own Too Close to Home experience, shoot us your story at tooclosetohome@yahoo.com. Thanks for listening.